Now it's time for the interview. A home is more than just a place to live. It's the foundation of a stable life. With recent interest rate changes and shifts in the real estate market, many people are finding it harder to secure housing. The Korea Housing Finance Corporation is an agency dedicated to supporting the housing needs and well-being of the public. So today, we'll be speaking with Mr. Kim Kyung-hwan, chairman of the Korea Housing Finance Corporation, to learn more about housing finance and the support available. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you, and good morning.
Good morning, good morning. And it's a pleasure to have you in the studio today. Now, the Korea Housing Finance Corporation is located here in Busan. You used to work in Seoul, and I hear you settled in Busan after being appointed president last September. So how has it been living here in Busan?
First of all, thank you very much for having me on the Busan World Wide. Yes, as you said, I have been living in Busan with my wife and my dog for nearly 6 months now. And we are thoroughly enjoying our life in Busan so far.
Oh, that's good.
We love the weather. I personally love the clear and blue skies, lovely seascape, and good food.
Of course.
Interesting places to visit. But most of all, people are very friendly here.
Absolutely.
And they're nice to dogs as well, which matters to me.
Right.
So in short, I feel Busan is good.
Oh, absolutely. I definitely agree with you. And I'm glad you're enjoying your stay here in Busan. Now, to start, could you briefly introduce what the Korea Housing Finance Corporation does?
Yeah, certainly. The Korea Housing Finance Corporation, which is called HF for short, was established in 2004, and our headquarters were moved to Busan in December 2014. Our mission is to contribute to enhancing the quality of life of the Korean people and to promoting economic development by providing long-term housing finance in a stable manner. So let me briefly explain our main lines of business.
Okay.
First, we provide the Bogeumjari loan. It's a long-term fixed-rate mortgage loan to qualifying home buyers. We raise the funds for this mortgage product from the domestic and global capital markets. It's a little bit technical, but we issue securities backed by mortgages that we lend, and we tap the capital market because this is a long-term loan, and so we need to find investors who are willing to buy our securities offered in long term. So this way we can lower the interest rates we can offer to the customers. Secondly, we offer various guarantees to consumers as well as home builders. First of all, there are people who need to borrow money from banks, say to make Jeonse deposit,
right,
or to make installment payments, which they purchased home when they purchased homes on a pre-sale basis. So by offering them guarantees, they could use the guarantees and borrow money from the banks. And we also offer guarantees to home builders so that they can take project finance loans from banks.
I see.
So these guarantees help the renters and construction companies raise funds at reasonable and low cost. And finally, we offer reverse mortgages, which are better known as Korean home pension, which we'll discuss later in more detail.
Sounds good. So it's interesting how your organization plays such a comprehensive role, as you mentioned, not just mortgages, but also with guarantees and pension support as well. Now, given that housing stability is directly linked to household well-being, the role of the Korea Housing Finance Corporation seems more important than ever before. And with recent interest rate changes changes and shifts in housing market, as you mentioned, Bogeumjari loan is actually once again drawing attention among low-income and first-time home buyers. So what exactly is Bogeumjari loan and the corporation's representative policy product?
Yeah. Becoming a homeowner is a dream come true for people around the world. And we strive to serve our people by helping them fulfill their aspirations to become homeowners by offering competitive mortgage products. Think about taking a loan to buy your house. You make a repayment over a long period of time. But if the interest rate goes up, right, then you will have to increase your payment, which means you have to squeeze other expenses. So the idea is by offering a long-term fixed-rate mortgage, potential home buyers can make their financial plans and implement them without worrying about market fluctuations. So the Bogeumjari loan is the country's first ever long-term fixed rate, which was launched in 2004 at the time of the establishment of our corporation.
Sure.
So, as I said, the main purpose is, of course, to help people purchase homes on this long-term mortgage. The other important contribution is to further the financial stability of the whole economy.
Right.
So the mortgage loan, the Bogeumjari loan, is extended to those home buyers who meet certain income criteria when they purchase houses within the price range that we stipulate. So interest rates are competitive, and in addition, various concessions and discounts are offered through government policy.
Okay.
So if you thinking about buying your first home, definitely you have to consider taking the Bogeumjari loan.
Absolutely. So it's not just a loan, it's a tool that helps people take first big step, right, into home ownership. And I think many of our listeners will be encouraged to hear that there is a government-supported options like this.
Sure.
Then what is the difference between the Bogeumjari loan and conventional mortgage loans? And in your view, how is the Bogeumjari loan practically really helping low-income and first-time home buyers?
Yeah. As I mentioned just now, Bogeumjari loan is a fixed-rate long-term mortgage. What it means is that regardless of the fluctuation of market interest rate, you will be required to make a fixed amount of repayment towards the principal and interest every month, right? And our loan term extends to 30, 40 years, actually. Exceptional cases to even 50 years. So you can use this mortgage product to purchase your home and repay the debt on a long-term basis. The main advantage is that you are protected from the fluctuations of market interest rates during the loan period.
Right.
So that you don't need to worry about having to spend more on repayment and reduce other payments that are necessary. So again, considering the interest rates and other loan terms, this is a definitely competitive product for consumers.
Absolutely. And as you explained, the fixed rate aspects actually sounds like a game changer. And knowing that your monthly payments won't change, I think it will give a lot of, especially young families who are trying to budget long term, it'll give them a lot of peace of mind indeed.
Absolutely.
And here in Korea, households tend to heavily rely on real estate assets. And because of this, there is growing interest in reverse mortgages as well that allow homeowners to receive income based on their property. So could you explain the reverse mortgage program offered by the Korea Housing Finance Corporation?
Yeah, let me first explain the term reverse mortgage.
Okay.
Now, a typical mortgage is a loan you take from a bank. You take a large amount of loan at the beginning because you need that money to make the down payment for the house.
Right.
Then you repay the bank in installments, right? So that's the mortgage. What is the reverse mortgage? Well, it is a form of mortgage, but the cash flow runs from the opposite direction.
Okay.
So I own a house, and I take money from the bank, but instead of taking a big loan at the beginning, I take monthly payments.
Okay.
So it's like just pension payments. So the bank will lend me a small pension amount each month instead of offering me a big amount so that I can purchase a home.
Okay.
So that's why it is called the reverse mortgage. But in Korea, we use the term home pension. And actually, it's much more intuitive to understand, right?
Right.
Because home serves as a pension. Okay. So why is this so important? Well, you know that in December last year, Korea entered the phase of aged society. So that means the percentage of people of age 65 and older is 20%.
Right.
Right. And if you think about it, a lot of old people don't have adequate income to finance their retirement. Especially in Korea, the national pension was introduced pretty late, and the amount is not large enough for many recipients. So a lot of Korean people are not well prepared for their retirement.
Right.
However, a lot of old Koreans own their homes.
That's right.
The only problem is that they cannot cash them without selling them. But they want to stay in the same places they have been living for a long time. So here's the deal. You want to live in the same place, your home. But you need money on a regular basis to pay for your living expenses. And home pension solves these two problems.
Oh, interesting.
So this allows old people, old homeowners, to stay in their own homes as long as they want. But they can get some cash payments from the bank against their house as a collateral.
Right.
So that's how the reverse mortgage or home pension works.
Okay.
So the biggest advantage to the consumers is that it's almost a sure bet in the sense that if I borrow this home pension, and then at the end of my life, it turns out that I have received large amount of money than my house is worth.
Right.
But my heirs do not have to pay the difference.
That's good.
Because the government will fill the difference.
Oh.
But if I've not taken sufficient amount of money from my house at the end of the contract, then my children and other heirs will get the difference.
Okay.
So in a sense, it's a sure bet.
Right. I think the fact that they can stay in their homes and still receive monthly payments and then not burden their children is a reassuring option
Absolutely.
for many seniors living in Korea, definitely. Now, in recent years, more tenants have suffered from housing scams, not being able to recover their deposit. And the Korea Housing Finance Corporation offers a guarantee product for such renters called Jeonse Protection Guarantee.
Right.
So can you tell us about that as well?
Okay. Jeonse is a pretty unique lease arrangement
Here in Korea.
Here in Korea.
Right.
We have not invented it. I mean, it has a protocol somewhere else, but it has been very popular. It has been taken for granted. But if you think about it, the greatest danger of being a Jeonse tenant is that you are exposed to the risk of not getting your deposit back in full amount at the time you want.
Right.
Okay, and the experiences of this painful Jeonse scams incidences remind us that there is a serious risk involved in
Absolutely.
here. So we offer two types of guarantees. One, as I mentioned earlier, we offer a guarantee to the tenants so that they can borrow from the bank the money to make the Jeonse deposit.
Okay.
Right. But the second part is that among those who have taken out guarantee on Jeonse loans, we offer Jeonse protection guarantee. So in case that landlord fails to return the Jeonse deposit at the end of the lease to the tenant, then our HF will pay
Oh.
the Jeonse deposit to the tenant, and
Right.
then we will go after the landlord
Oh, wow.
and collect later.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so it's a protection for the tenant against the danger of not getting the money back at the end of the lease.
Right, right. So I think it's definitely great to know that there is a safety net like this in place. And with so many stories in the news about rental scams and not receiving their deposits back, having that guarantee must be a huge relief for tenants who might otherwise feel powerless
Right.
as well.
It doesn't have to be the victims of scams because the landlord may find it difficult to return the deposit
Right.
because they have used the fund to purchase the house to be rented out, or they have invested the money and they lost, or Jeonse deposit price went down
Right.
from the initial contract.
Yeah, there are many
In
different
which case,
cases.
they have to come up with additional cash, which they might not have.
Definitely.
So, and we just before we move to the next topic, we try to prevent Jeonse scams by providing information and checklists to the potential tenants so that they take caution when they enter into a contract.
Right, that's very important
Yep.
indeed. Now, listeners, if you're just tuning into Busan World Wide, we're in the middle of the interview with Mr. Kim Kyung-hwan, chairman of the Korea Housing Finance Corporation. And to gather public input on housing finance services, the Korea Housing Finance Corporation recently formed what's called the Future Innovation Public Advisory Group. So can you tell us more about this initiative?
Yeah, we have had similar committee or advisory board for some time because we need to listen to our customers,
Right.
and improve our services. But at the occasion of the 21st anniversary of our establishment this year, we decide to expand and reform the advisory board to better listen to the voices of people through various channels. So new advisory board comprises not just external experts in housing and housing finance, but also customers of our loan products, Bogeumjari loans and home pensions. This way, we can better listen to the voices of our customers and improve our work process and also provide better financial services to cater to the demand. So I should say this is an integral part of our ongoing efforts to improve our services by getting closer to our customers.
Very important indeed. I think it sounds like a powerful way to keep your service grounded in real life needs and experiences as well. So then, what do you believe is the most important value of housing finance, and what vision and goals do you have for leading the corporation moving forward?
A famous economist, a Nobel laureate in economics by the name of Robert Shiller, who's a professor at Yale University, wrote a book entitled Finance for the Good Society. In this book, he argues that there are two crucial functions of finance. One is to provide financial products that consumers and businesses want. And secondly, to manage the risks involved in these financial products in an efficient manner.
Right.
I think the general principles apply to housing finance. If you think about it, housing is an essential durable good, but it is the most expensive product that typical households buy.
Sure.
Right. It takes many years of your income to purchase a home. I mean, and therefore you cannot buy homes cash.
Right.
In a cash deal. And the role of housing finance is really essential in this regard because it can enable people to realize their aspiration of home ownership by providing loans within their repayment capacity. I think this is an important thing. And allowing them to make regular payments over an extended period of time, and eventually they own the home outright.
Right.
Now, we are faced with various challenges. First of all, demographic challenges of low and declining fertility rate and accelerating population age at the same time. And our economic growth is slowing, and distribution of wealth is deteriorating. And housing is becoming less affordable, especially to young first-time home buyers.
Right.
So we hear about younger people reluctant to get married and raise kids, while senior citizens have difficulty managing their finances. This is where our functions are so important. We are obliged to provide housing finance tailored to the needs of these different consumer groups. So we offer a Bogeumjari loan, as we explained, and various loan guarantees, as well as home pension. Let me add, in addition, that we need to cope with climate change. This is a global agenda.
Right.
And the housing sector is a major contributor to greenhouse gas emissions. So we want to promote greener housing going forward, and HF offers Bogeumjari loan to buyers of certified green homes. And I want to expand this line of business going forward.
Okay.
On the funding side, we need to be opportunistic to lower the cost of capital as much as possible. That's why we're going to the global capital markets as well. And internally, I really want to create an environment in which our capable young staff members work in a pleasant environment with a sense of pride and ownership.
Very important.
And they develop their careers and thereby contributing to the organization and also to our society. And finally, I want to make HF a renowned housing finance institution on the global stage. So our vision is Global HF, a leading housing finance institution with global recognition. And that's why we're headed and I want to expedite our journey to that.
I see. I think your vision really ties everything together, from helping maybe the young couples, newlyweds buying their first home, to supporting seniors in their later years as well. Very inspiring indeed. Now, we do want to move on to our final question. Could you share your last words with our listeners tuning in today?
Yeah, first and foremost, I thank BFM for having me today. This was the first time HF was introduced by a media broadcast in English. I hope there will be more to come.
Yes.
I understand that some of the listeners are college students with a keen interest in improving their English.
Of course.
I hope this interview increased their interest in English, but also in our organization, HF, as a potential place for their career. HF is a very well respected public sector financial institution.
Right.
And we were actually selected as one of the best workplaces by a private job-related company. It's a young and dynamic organization with 1,000 staff working at the headquarters, as well as 32 regional branches and 3 overseas offices. So I invite young and ambitious people to join us and work with us to develop their careers and also serve our people together. So, and, this was a great opportunity for me to introduce the audience, listeners, our company and our businesses. And I hope people at the end of this show have better understanding of what we do.
Yeah.
And we hope, remember that we try hard to get closer to our customers and serve them better by providing the financial services they need.
Absolutely. I think a lot of our listeners would be interested, but also I think the interview was a great opportunity to learn about the Korea Housing Finance Corporation, learn about housing finance in general and the support available here in South Korea, in our city as well. And for me, I am also a business major, and my favorite topic or favorite subject was economics. So it was a pleasure hearing about different perspective and different finance support available here in the city. And this was the interview with Mr. Kim Kyung-hwan, chairman of the Korea Housing Finance Corporation. It was a pleasure having you in the studio today.
Thank you, Stephanie. You've been an excellent moderator.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
And that's going to do it for today's The Interview.